Louisiana Beer Reviews looks at St. Arnold Divine Reserve number 16. Okay, this was given to me by Russell of Houston, Texas. He was out here earlier this month. He drove to New Orleans. We met in the French Quarter on Decatur Street in front of Coop's place. And he was telling me on a message, I want to bring you some beers. And I was like, no, I don't do that. No, really, he wanted to. He insisted. He was coming into New Orleans, he and his girlfriend coming here for a wedding. And I said, okay. And then I just happened to be there that day because I was going to meet up with John 1 of Zone Sharon Beer Reviews and his gang, so it worked out fine. So thank you, Russell. Gave me 2 beers, and he said the only thing he wanted me to do was review them and do the video, so here we go. Whoa, smoke. Water vapor. My daughter said, why you call it smoke? It's water vapor. That's just a term people use here at 8:30 a.m. and at all other times. 10% alcohol. It was brewed on December 9th, 2015, and it was bottled on December 9th, 2015, and bottled on February 9th, 2016. They describe it as an Adambier, an old sort of defunct style from Germany. Rapier and Beer Advocate just call it an old ale, kind of like an old stock ale. Gets an outstanding score on Beer Advocate, a 90 with 24 ratings, a 94 out of 100 on Rapier, a 98 out of 100 for the style with 17 ratings. So we're only talking about, 41 ratings. And there's one video review from a group of people I have never watched. I don't think I've watched their videos. I just put it on my to watch later list, and I subscribe to their channel, see what it's like. I really do think that maybe today I'll do that video on the retrospective of 10 years of video beer reviews. It's been 10 years now they've been making them, to my knowledge. I'm reluctant to do it because some people are going to take it wrong. You know, like if you say, well, I got criticism of this and that one. Oh, how dare you criticize my channel? I mean, some people might bring up things that I do that you could criticize, and I could go along with it, probably. My main criticism is that some people just do not answer comments. That's the main gripe. Okay, so there's the date, guys, on the bottle, guys. All right. Thin head, which is not too unusual. Cream colored. Now the sun is so bright today. There's not a cloud in the sky. The grass is still growing pretty well, even though it's been about a week without any rain. We're kind of like a little mini drought. And so I'm gonna need to cut it in about 2 days. In the summertime, which in Louisiana is basically April to October, I usually cut it about every 8 days. Not 7 days, every 8. So I kind of get an extra day there, and I shave off a couple of weeks of having to cut grass. All right. The appearance is kind of a orange brown. Now from that direction, yeah, it was more of a darker brown from looking at it. Still with an orange tinge. With the sun shining through it, it's more like an iced tea, but like a darker iced tea. Almost plum. Not really, though. Okay. Now, I've been drinking these Divine Reserves for a good while now. We do get St. Arnold beers here. They're pretty common. It's right there on Interstate 10 in Houston. You can see the brewery from the interstate, and I live along Interstate 10. It's close to me. So I told somebody commenting from Houston, I said, we're like Interstate 10 blood brothers. It's rich, it's malty, it's caramel-y, it's toffee-y, nougat-y, and it's intense. It's like you almost back away from it. I mean, it's that strong. It's dough-like, like brown bread dough. So if you're not into like really rich strong beer aromas. This might not appeal to you. I mean, it is 10%. I don't usually drink 10% beers. People always ask me, what beer do you drink all the time? Well, I don't ever drink one. But there's certainly a style that I tend to hang around with, and that's your Rolling Rock type thing, 4.4%. Milwaukee's Best, premium, 4.3. They're mild, they're light-bodied, they're easygoing, and so that's sort of my typical speed. Okay, flavor. They talked about how it was not as smoky as a rauchbier. I think most people drinking this beer would class it as a rauchbier. Now in the aroma, there's not a touch of smoke in the aroma, but in the flavor, it is smoky. Now, excuse me. I never really get colds, but I'm always, with pollen in the air around here, I'm always blowing my nose. All right. It's not as smoky as the Ochschenkerl or rauchbier line. Those are awesome. I mean, yeah, they're top of the line. They're great in every way, but they're too smoky for me. That's like, they're awesome, but I wouldn't drink them, you know. This is peaty, like peat, smoke. The brown bread, the bread crust, and you say, oh, not that again. Yeah, again. That's going to be always, yeah, because that's what it tastes like. Okay, you say, well, it's 10%. Is it similar to brandy or sherry? No, it is not. It's just very malty. It's like, here's what it's like. It's like a stronger version of the McEwen Scotch Ale. So McEwen Scotch Ale is excelente, okay? As they say in Scotland, fantastico. Mucho gusto. You know how they talk in Scotland. That's a really fantastic beer. I mean, really fantastic. And it's owned by some major corporation like Heineken, I think. I don't care. It's awesome. But it's 8%, so it's kind of mellow. Yeah, right. Like 8% is real mellow, right? So this is like a jacked up version of it. The mouth feels pretty heavy. It's like high, medium to low heavy. You get that perception. I think you can understand. It's a little slick. Now, so Russell gave me the 12-ounce bottle. There is the 22-ounce bottle at Mathern's for $7.99. I think the 12-ounce bottle is about $2.99. If I'm not mistaken, I have seen it around. Here, not in this town, but in the New Orleans area. It's a one-time offering, so when it's gone, it's gone. Although sometimes, actually, St. Arnold will bring back old reserves. Redo them. It's on the dry side, though. You know, it's not super sweet. It's on the dry side in the finish, and on the sweetness scale, it's 2.5 out of 5 sugar cubes. It's not overly sweet. It's not going to be cloying at all. The bitterness is probably, at the most, 2 out of 5 hop cones. I'm thinking it's more like 1.5 out of 5. I don't know what the IBU is. They don't say on the website. They don't list the ingredients. They just tell you basically what I told you. And then I'll put some notes down below. That's just like describing the flavor like I have. It's a great value. They're giving it really high scores, outstanding on Beer Advocate, Rate Beer. I'm going to go along with that. I think it's outstanding. A+. The Divine Reserve is the best that St. Arnold puts out, I think. And they put out a lot of good stuff in their twist caps. That's kind of cool because they never felt compelled to go with Pride caps just to adopt the cachet of the craft beer world. And it's like, they do twist caps, that's what we do. except for their big bottles, I think, are pry caps. But you know, their regular old 12-ounce twist cap, shipyard twist caps. Of course, with a shipyard beer, you can never twist it. It's so tight, you'll like tear your skin. A Beta kind of disappointed me in a way because they were always twist cap bottles. And then around 4 years ago, they were like, okay, we're going the pry cap. Because it's expected. I remember until around 1980, all beers were pry caps in America. And with some brands, even deep into the 80s, like maybe Budweiser was a pry cap, and then it went to twist. Oh, but it's not the cap. It's what's inside the bottle that counts, and what's inside the bottle here is great. So, laissez les bon temps roulés, an A beer from St. Arnold Brewing of Houston, Texas, home of the Houston Cougars and the Rice University Owls and the Texas Southern Tigers and some professional teams. All right, y'all come on down to New Orleans. Oh, and the Houston Baptist Huskies.